Hi and welcome to my tutorial for making a Spaceship hallway drone sound. We'll start off by opening up Massive, and we'll be doing pretty much all the sound in there. Next in the piano roll, I've set up a 30-second long note. I've decided to place a MIDI note on C4. Here is the Massive default preset sound. And now getting straight into it, I've selected oscillator 1 and I'm pitching it down to -27. And then I've selected the dirty throat mode, which you can hear already brings it that droning electrical sound. So then on filter 2 you can see that I've selected the scream mode, and then we can move on to oscillator 2 where you can see I've pitched it up to 21, and we're going to select the Groan III oscillator mode. And now looking on number 5 LFO, you can see the settings I've used here is a random preset, and at the bottom you can see I've clicked on the saw wave. So with this I've adjusted the rate and also the amplitude, and I've assigned 5 LFO. You can see the variance value next to it as 14.63. With 6 LFO I've just selected a sine wave, and I've assigned 6 LFO to the wavetable position, and I've opened it up quite wide. And so now we'll listen to oscillator 1 and 2 combined. Okay, next up we're going to solo oscillator 3 and select Groan II mode. And you can see I've moved the pitch value up to 22, and you can adjust the settings here as I've shown. If you move the wavetable position up and the intensity around, you get different high and low hums, which is something that's kind of missing from the other two. So we'll switch them all on together and you can sort of hear what it's doing. Now over to the effects. With FX1 we've added some reverb and adjusted the settings slightly, and also with the chorus, again I've put on some conservative settings for this. Now we're finished with Massive and we're moving on to the EQ, and you can see with this EQ curve I've used, we've taken out lots of low mids and a bit of that harsh top end, making it a bit more transparent. And we'll listen to it bypassed and unbypassed. And finally over to the OZONE settings, we begin with the first equalizer, and again I've given it a different type of EQ curve because the sound of this EQ is quite different, which may sound harsh so far, but I want it to sound hopefully a bit more low key. Next is the reverb. I've used a whole reverb and turned down the dry mix quite a bit, and you can see with the settings I want it to sound quite wet. Then finally with the post EQ, I've given it its final curve, just trying to get rid of all the excessive tones just to make it sound a bit more natural. Now we'll listen to it bypassed, with and without. And now you can hear the final drone sound. Hopefully this is what you would imagine some type of spaceship hallway would sound like with all the electrics and electrical crap happening.